Hi, I'm Paul,
I'm Tammy,
and
and
we're
we're
Inseparable.
inseparable.
And today we're going to talk about some testing we had done today. We're going to run a clip.
So we're here waiting down behind the neurology center where they do the testing. Tammy's inside having EMG done. She just texted me and let me know that they finished the electrode part of it, and she's waiting on the doctor to come in and do the acupuncture needle part of it. And hopefully it's almost done and we'll be out of here.
Yeah, we just got back from my EMG testing, and we're just enjoying a nice hot beverage. It's a little chilly today, but it went a lot better than I thought it would. And to explain the EMG, I had it done on my legs and feet. Basically, it tests the nerves and the muscles, and there's two different parts. They use electrodes and they use pins. I wouldn't even call them needles. And so I tend to be, have high anxiety, and I was really nervous about having it done. The
Yes,
cat.
I was gonna get in the middle
Row.
of it.
He comes row.
I want to be in on this side. Where's my mic? Go ahead.
But what happened was I requested to see my neurologist first because I wanted to talk about having the genetic testing done first. They have a saliva test you can do to diagnose if you have, what I was testing for is peripheral neuropathy. They call it Charcot Marie Tooth is a certain type of neuropathy. And so they can kind of pinpoint that, but I didn't hear back from my doctor. She was kind of like, "Well, I don't really know about what saliva test you're talking about and this and that." And then she didn't get back to me about going to the neurologist first. So I just, I prayed about it, and I was like, "Well, if I'm meant to have it done, um, Lord, just give me an answer as to having this testing done." And the other night, it just came to me, and I said, "Oh, I made up my mind. I'm going to have it done." And then I told Paul, and he was like all on board, like, "Yep, do it. Good, call now and schedule it." And so this was just yesterday. I called and they said, "Oh, we have a last minute cancellation tomorrow. I know it's last minute, but if you want to do that." And I'm like, "Yep, let's book it. Let's get it done with so I don't have to have the anxiety of thinking about it for however long." I don't know. Sometimes you have to book these things out 6 weeks in advance or whatever, how far out in advance they're booked. But just to give anybody who's gonna have an EMG done and is nervous about it some support and encouragement. It's really not that bad, and don't listen to anybody who tells you that they shock you or it hurts or things like that. I'm a highly sensitive person, and I don't do well with needles. And this it went fabulous. I would compare the electrode part maybe to like a TENS unit. It was a little bit of a zap, but it wasn't anything that was painful or made you want to jump off the table. And the doctor came in to do the pin part, and he just says 1, 2, 3, and you don't even feel it go in. And it's really neat because the machine, you can hear the static of like them, kind of moving it a little in the nerves or whatever they're looking for. Um, I don't particularly have my results yet. That's going to take about 3 days. But what he did go over with me, he did find some things that weren't normal. So, what do you think?
Well, one of the things that I wanted to mention,
Uh-huh.
CMT, or you can say the whole
Yeah,
name,
Charcot Marie Tooth. Yeah,
is genetic.
yeah.
Okay, so
Hmm.
we already knew family members have it.
Right.
We had a pretty good idea. We're just looking for an official diagnosis,
Yeah.
and some of the things came back. They were pretty. She was only getting 1/4 of what of a response that she should be getting, but they're not able to diagnose that. But the thing that was really kind of miraculous is that that night before the same time she was praying about it, I'm hearing from God saying, but I'm hearing from God saying, but don't say anything.
Yeah.
Let her make this decision herself. So I was, it's just like the trip to Tennessee. I wasn't surprised the next morning when she said, I think I'm going to go ahead and have the test. And there you go. And our doctor had never even heard of this.
Hmm.
And she goes in, and this isn't the neurologist for the consultation. This is for the testing. He says, here's the kit. It's free.
Yeah, I mentioned to him about having genetic testing, and he said, and I told him, oh, my doctor didn't seem to know about that, and so he said, oh, well, I can give you the test. You have to have your doctor sign the form, and then you send it in, especially because you have a family history, and it's free. And so it's a saliva test, and they give you the bag and the label to send it it to them, and so that'll give me another indication of what is going on and whether it is CMT and what kind. I mean, it narrows it down. So
Well, it's absolute. Where they before they only had symptoms, and then they could look at your feet, and if they had a CMT specialist, they could say, "Oh yeah, you've got the CMT," you know.
right.
But now they don't even have to see. You just send this in. They do the result. You got CMT. Okay, well, then we go to the next step and the next step after that. And there is a thing that's very important in all of this is when you get all this diagnosis and stuff, the CMT Foundation through the Social Security will actually help you get a work from home job.
Yeah.
And that would be very key for us going forward. So
Yeah, it's hard for me to walk, long distances or fast pace. I don't go walking with Paul anymore in the neighborhood. I can't keep up, and I sometimes feel like I'm going to fall down. I mean, I try my best to exercise. I use the exercise bike at home, but working a lot of jobs, you have to be able to walk around, and stuff like that. So if I could get a work from home job, that would be great. That I would be able to sit down and work on the phone.
And there are other reasons too, but we won't get into those right now.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just got to face these things. My mother was facing either hospice or an operation. And the operation, they said, they thought might kill her. But at this point.
Well, she's 90 years old. That's
yeah.
part of the reason.
And she went through it with flying colors, and it
came out better than she thought it would have gone.
So sometimes you just got to muster up a little bit of courage to do the things you have to do. Yeah. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of my girl, my wife, my wonderful, sweet, loving wife. Very sensitive and sweet. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching. Take care. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.